It's Edwin from Wake Up Learn. The next topic is about backup plans. Some say if you're truly going to be committed that you shouldn't have a backup plan. You should just be all in. And for some instances, I can see where that helps people where they want to focus. But whether you have one or not, you're going to end up working your backup plan. So if your house is on fire and you haven't planned out, your backup plan is to try to get out without a plan. So it's backup no plan. Maybe that's a better thing. So one story that always comes to mind is my father used to say when he was a master sergeant in the Army for a lot of years. Always participated in the reserves, went away for camp and maneuvers on a regular basis. And in earlier days, other competing companies or groups, and they had different motivations. Some was race, some was just rank, some competition where when you had to requisition your supplies for your group or your team, sometimes your supplies would not be there because they just wanted to see how you react or didn't want to help you or didn't want to help you be successful. Which, in a way, it's good for battle because the enemy is not going to help you do anything. So you have to have plans and strategies. So he often remembered where he had backup supply runs and backup people to requisition him equipment for his summer camp maneuvers because he knew certain people wouldn't do it on purpose just to see how he would react or just to make sure he wouldn't be successful. And that story has always stuck with me, even hearing it as a kid that people were that troublesome, for lack of a better word, to keep you going. So always meant that you have backup plans. It's interesting when people have websites or technology, and especially in the age of the cloud and online, where I often ask, what happens if the internet goes down? It's like, well, we'll just be down. I'm like, well, for how long? What if there's a power outage? What if the grid's down? What if, and I'm often get blank stares. So I say you need to have plans, whether alternative locations, whether they're generators for the backup plan, whether they're another grid, failover points, regular outages, or just things that you can think of right away shouldn't cause downtime. And because there's things that you didn't think of that'll still cause time. I recall a situation where the data center actually became flooded with Hurricane Sandy on the East Coast, and it was in lower Manhattan. They had to switch over to a data center on the West Coast. So that's something you never even think of, that the data center goes out, because the data center is often a backup for your own data at your office goes down. So backup data centers. So that's something to really think about, even when you're thinking of planning for your revenue streams of what happens if the audience goes away, or what happens if certain terms change. I recall recently, even on Anchor, where they switched from 2.0 to 3.0, and people were used to a certain workflow, and it changed, and that kind of shut pretty much all of us down until you kind of got back up on your feet, and you might have had to use other ways to get content on the air if Anchor was your primary. And they also introduced more content, which made it harder to get notice from some of your core audiences. So do you have other ways to get audience members and because there'll always be changing factors, changing policies, changing companies, changing environments. The only thing consistent is change, and how do you backup plans. And sometimes your backup plans need backup plans, and you don't want to get stuck in an analysis paralysis, but it's just something to keep in mind, some of the what ifs. Don't use it against from going forward, but keep track of the options of what to do. Let me know your backup stories. Take care.
The podcast you just heard was recorded with Anchor. If you want to make your own, download the Android or iOS app completely free from anchor.fm/podcast. That's anchor.fm/podcast.